They called him quieter than a mouse on the pitch, yet Eddie Gray was anything but silent when it came to pure footballing genius. This was a player so graceful that his manager Don Revie once said when Eddie Gray plays on snow, he doesn't leave any footprints. But behind this poetry lay a harsh reality that would define his entire career. Gray's story begins not with triumph, but with a battle that started early and never truly ended. A chronic thigh problem that began with a reserve game injury would plague him throughout his playing days. The root cause was a calcified bone that continually wreaked havoc through his tissues, requiring 5 operations in a desperate attempt to alleviate the constant pain. This wasn't just any injury, it was the kind of affliction that would crush lesser men. The calcified bone created a nightmare scenario where every training session, every match, every sprint down the wing carried the potential for renewed agony. Gray himself has spoken candidly about its profound impact, expressing his conviction that without the thigh problem, he would have been a better player and could have played over 1,000 games. The fact that he was able to win a slew of trophies and be named the 3rd greatest player in Leeds United's history, despite this constant physical burden, is a powerful statement about his talent and resilience. Instead, he had to rely on his bravery and personal management to remain a threat on the field, a testament to his mental fortitude and dedication. The cruel irony of Gray's situation became perfectly clear through the contrasting views of 2 legendary managers. Brian Clough, during his brief and tumultuous 44-day tenure at Leeds, brutally reduced Gray to a physical commodity. Known for his confrontational style, Clough famously told the brilliant but injury-troubled winger that if he had been a horse, he would have been shot long ago. This wasn't an isolated incident, but part of a widely publicised verbal assault on the championship-winning team. Yet, Don Revie saw something entirely different. Where Clough saw only a flawed, fragile athlete, Revie saw the artist. The profound difference between Revie's nurturing protection of Gray's talent and Clough's destructive approach reveals a fundamental clash of philosophies that would echo throughout football history. If you're enjoying this deep dive into one of football's most fascinating characters, make sure to subscribe for more untold stories from the beautiful game. There's so much more to uncover about the legends who shaped football history. What made Gray truly special wasn't just his ability to overcome physical limitations, but the sheer artistry he brought to every match. This was a winger of rare talent, whose style provided a direct contrast to the tough reputation of the Leeds United side he helped define. While the Revie-era team earned the notorious Dirty Leeds epithet, Gray's play was a permanent rebuttal to this stereotype. His 1970 season stands as the perfect example of his genius. 2 wonder goals against Burnley remain celebrated to this day, with the second being a particularly vivid demonstration of his style. He fooled the same 3 defenders twice with a series of dragbacks and dummies, a balletic display described as Swan Lake-like. It was a goal that encapsulated his stooped grace and bent poise, like some broken ballerina, turning on-field combat into elegant art. A week later, Gray produced what many consider his greatest individual performance. In the 1970 FA Cup final against Chelsea, on a mud-covered Wembley pitch, he delivered a virtuoso man-of-the-match performance that reduced Chelsea right-back David Webb to complete helplessness. Despite the treacherous conditions, Gray's unerring skill and boyish cheek were undiminished. He moved over and under and through Webb, again and again, turning the cold, grey day into glorious 1970s colour. Although Leeds ultimately lost the replay, Gray's display was a poignant reminder of his immense creative power and his ability to transform a physical contest into one-man wizardry. This performance solidified his reputation as a player who could make the beautiful game truly beautiful, regardless of conditions or opposition. The most remarkable aspect of Gray's career was his discipline. In a period defined by bruising tackles and fierce rivalries, he remained unbooked throughout his entire career, including his 12 appearances for Scotland, This immaculate record wasn't coincidental, but a clear statement of his character and playing philosophy. Gray's game was about bewildering opponents with intelligence and flair, not overpowering them with force. He used deft turns, dragbacks, and unexpected changes in pace to leave defenders stuck in the mud. For a player of his prodigious talent, Gray's international career was remarkably brief. He earned a measly 12 caps, a figure that seems incredible when placed alongside his status as a club legend. The primary factor in this limited exposure was his persistent thigh injury, which restricted his availability for the national team. Competition for the winger position was also fierce, with formidable players like Jimmy Johnstone, Charlie Cook, and Tommy Hutchison vying for the same spot. Despite this, Gray made his time count, scoring 3 goals for his country, including a memorable winner against Czechoslovakia in 1973 that helped send Scotland to the 1974 World Cup. Tragically, this was a tournament he would never play in. His chronic thigh injury cruelly affected him during the 1973-74 season, when he was at the height of his powers. As a result, Gray wasn't part of Willi Ormond's plans for the tournament in West Germany, and he had to settle for just watching all the games on television, a considerable source of frustration. Gray has been rightfully placed in the company of other great wingers like George Best and Ryan Giggs, who also never graced the greatest footballing show on earth. Gray himself has openly acknowledged this regret, stating, "That was my big regret. There's no getting away from that." This sentiment doesn't diminish his legacy, but adds a poignant layer to his story. What truly sets Gray apart is his unwavering loyalty to Leeds United. He is, in every sense, a one-club man. Known affectionately by fans as Mr. Leeds, his immense loyalty is a cornerstone of his legacy. Over a remarkable 17 seasons, he made 579 appearances for the club, scoring 69 goals, and played a pivotal role in the most successful period in its history. His contributions helped the team secure an impressive list of honours, including 2 First Division titles, an FA Cup, a League Cup, and 2 Intercities Fairs Cups. His standing among the club's faithful is undisputed. He has been voted the 3rd greatest player in the history of the Whites, behind only Billy Bremner and John Charles, 2 other iconic figures from that golden era. Gray's connection to Leeds didn't end with his playing career. Following retirement, he became player-manager in 1982 after the club was relegated, remaining in that role until 1984. After leaving Leeds, he had managerial spells at Rochdale and Hull City, but his loyalty to Leeds never wavered. He returned in various capacities, including youth team coach, reserves manager, and assistant first team manager. In a moment of crisis, he took on the difficult role of caretaker manager during the 2003-2004 season, a period that tragically culminated in the club's relegation from the Premier League. His willingness to return in times of need, even for thankless jobs, speaks volumes about his character and profound sense of belonging. Gray's legacy extends beyond his individual career. The Gray family is a footballing dynasty, with 3 generations leaving an indelible mark on the sport. Eddie is the great-uncle of current footballing prodigy Archie Gray, who has also come through the Leeds youth system. Archie's father, Andy Gray, and grandfather, Frank Gray, Eddie's brother, were also professional footballers, with Frank a European Cup winner with Leeds. Today, Eddie Gray remains a vital presence in football. He currently works as a club representative for Leeds United and serves as a match commentator for the club's radio station and BBC Yorkshire Radio. This role ensures he remains a cherished voice for fans, providing a continuous link between the club's past and present. His enduring popularity is further evidenced by a full-length documentary film dedicated to his life, appropriately titled Eddie Gray: No Footprints in the Snow. The legacy of Eddie Gray is a rich, complex and deeply human narrative. While he will forever be celebrated as a one-club man and a champion who won every major domestic trophy with Leeds United, his story is defined by powerful contrasts. He was the artistic counterpoint to a team known for its brutality, a beacon of elegance in an era of rugged physicality. His career was a testament to the idea that a player could achieve legendary status through grace, wit, and a refusal to resort to crude, aggressive tactics. Yet this graceful career was simultaneously a chronicle of pain and unfulfilled potential. The chronic thigh injury that plagued him prevented him from reaching his absolute peak and curtailed what should have been a much more extensive international career. Ultimately, the legend of Eddie Gray isn't just about trophies lifted or goals scored. It's about unwavering loyalty, impeccable character, and the sheer bravery he demonstrated in playing through a career-defining injury. His legacy is etched not on snow, but in the hearts of those who witnessed his artistry and in the history of a club he served with unmatched dedication. He proved that sometimes the most lasting footprints are the ones left in our collective memory. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to discover more incredible stories from football's greatest legends.